Business, a person's occupation, profession, or trade. Connection, a relationship in which a person or idea is linked or associated with something else. Welcome to Business Connection. Each week, our program will offer inspiration to navigate the business world. Information you can use to succeed in any field. And we will help you focus on your goals. Join us now for Business Connection with your host, BC Clark.
Hi, my name is BC Clark and my show is The Business Connection. My next guest is Naomi Saffold.
Hello.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
So you are a business owner and you've been working for a long time to make it happen, but it
Yes.
finally came to fruition, right?
Yes.
So talk a little bit about yourself and then we'll talk about the business aspect of things.
Okay. Well, again, my name is Naomi Saffold. I started a beauty supply. I wanted to start it because of my mother. Her hair had came off like a hat because she had breast cancer, and unfortunately, she passed away. But how she was treated in some of the places we have currently, and I think what's missing in the market is just like having a privacy space for people with hair conditions, and that was one of my fueling of starting the business. I do love all things beauty as well, but just seeing what she went through, I just don't want other people to experience that. And just a lot of people don't understand how much toll that takes on a person, especially losing their hair all at once.
Yeah.
So at least we can do is have a welcoming space, give them, be patient with them, and just,
Love them.
yes, yes.
Because, a lot of times when you're going through something like that, and it's traumatic from the time you hear it all the way to that journey.
Yes.
And I think that to be mistreated or not, really understanding is fault on caretakers and things like that. So the passion that you had to start this business over the years, because I've watched you, we've talked about it, you've gone to classes, and I just want to let you know I admire you. And you are you're beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
But when this happened, I probably was more happy than anybody because, it's like, whenever someone's in my classes, I walk with them, I watch them, and I keep my eye on them, And when I see their vision comes to fruition, it does something to me. Not to say, oh, I helped or anything like that. It's just that I'm happy for them.
Yes.
They are blessed.
Yes.
And you kept going.
Yes.
Because a lot of times as being business owners, you can,
Oh, yeah.
it's a journey that you have to have a strong constitution to keep going with it.
Yes.
But the good thing is that you have not, I visited your place. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
And you have, it made you feel when you walk in that we care. You don't have to say anything. You just walk in there and there was a sense of calm that came over people.
Yes.
So I think that you've done a very good job of decorating and stuff like that.
Thank you.
But let's talk about that journey though, because there's a lot of people that are that are now in the shoes that you were in, right?
Yes.
They're starting out and they're trying to get someplace. So I'd like to hear you talk about some of the struggles, some of things that you felt like you failed at, what you've learned over this journey, and what you're gonna do next.
Okay. Well, first, I admire you. Okay. I'm so grateful for you and having you in my life. I just want to say that.
Let me cry on this section.
Okay. But God ordered my steps in every situation, because when I first started, I took a getting ahead class, and so in the class, well, that's they pay you to take the class. At the end, you get it. But if you miss a class, you lose a stipend, a piece of it, and you have to make up your time. Which it was a really good class because it, I didn't know that this would take me on a would take me to a place where I would start doing business. Because when I started this class, I'm just in it because I heard I can get paid, but I learned a lot, got connections through the class. It really was a blessing.
Yeah.
And I had my teacher, who was the instructor at the time, she had mentioned she took a class, Room for Roots. And so, because she has her own business. And so through that class, with Bridget Belsky, she does that, and she, at the end of the cohort, they pay for your LLC. And so that's when I was like, okay, I'm going to do this. I really had a desire to do it. I didn't know nothing about business. I had no clue. And I'm like, okay, Lord, just connect me with the right people, and open the doors that need to be open, shut the doors that need to be shut. And so
good.
I went to her class, took her class, also got more connections. And then I got introduced to your class through that, so I didn't even know, when you came to speak and stuff, I was like, oh, I didn't even realize that you had a class. So then I took the class where I learned about doing a business plan. I had no clue what a business plan is, even learning about insurance.
Yeah.
It's so much things. I think what I would say to things that I don't think that I have failed, because every decision has got me
to the next place.
So
we don't call it failure.
Yes.
Because we stumble.
Yeah.
We stumble because you know why? If we didn't stumble, we wouldn't learn everything we needed to know.
Yes.
And I always picture it as stairs that are going up, and if you try to skip over any, you miss stuff.
Yes. Yes.
So sometimes you have to stumble.
Yes.
To find out what it was that you missed, that you stepped over.
Yes. Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So no, it may not be a failure. And remember, failure doesn't mean that you failed.
Right. Right. I just had to go back and redo some stuff.
Yeah.
It really was like, okay, that's not working, because I had got a space at the elevator and never opened up there. Had the space for a year, but while I was there, I went to all the lunch and learns. I learned about pitching.
Yeah.
I did those things. So even though it was very costly for what
That's why
I
you
spent,
were there, though. You were there to get the training.
I was there to get the training.
You may not have known that's what it was.
Yeah, introduced to like website information and stuff like that, how to build a website and stuff. So I did that, and after that, I was like, okay, it's time for me to move on. And at that point, I wasn't anywhere, so I still hadn't opened up the store yet.
Yeah.
Because I was still trying to get things in place and different things. And then at the Commonwealth, they had opened up some spaces. They were starting to have
We're going to talk about
there.
the Commonwealth in a minute.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go ahead on.
Okay. So, yes, but just working, through that, figuring out, okay, Lord, what is my next steps?
Yeah.
Where do I need to be? Just getting the connections through different people, even trying to connect with people who are local.
Yeah.
I really am intentional about trying to support Black-owned businesses.
Yeah.
And about as much natural hair care as possible.
Yeah.
So I do love wigs, weaves, all those things, because I love color, and I try to not color because some people, if they have hair conditions and things like that, they need options, but I'm also trying to give them where I think that we don't always have the knowledge of how to take care of our hair, and that it's important because, first of all, your skin, this is your biggest organ.
That's right.
And so treating that,
making sure that's healthy.
Your scalp, all those things is connected, so.
And a lot of Black women have trouble with alopecia and things like that, and other people too, but I think a lot of us do.
Yeah.
And they're afraid to go to a place where they got to be out in the open and people see they much rather be in a private space, And so I think it's good that you have that set up in your place.
Yes.
Doing what the customers need, making sure that you have that for them so that they can come and feel comfortable about trying on wigs and things like that.
Yes.
That's important.
Yes.
For people to feel good about what they're doing and where they're at.
Yes. Yes.
So
we have been really intentional about that. Even if you just want privacy and you don't want people in your business.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's okay.
Important.
Yeah.
Because some people, you go to their shop and, girl,
Yeah.
that's not right.
Yeah.
And that's not a place that people will continue to go to.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you have to be, make sure people are confident with what's happening at your place. So when did you launch?
I launched last October. I fully opened right before Black Friday. So I wanted to make sure I got in and did the Black Friday sale and stuff like that. And we did the 12 days of Christmas and things like that.
Yeah,
so,
that's good.
Yeah. So
yeah.
I got a lot of support, and has been like, I have to be more intentional about the marketing piece because of where I'm located.
Right.
Because it's hard for people to see me off the street.
Right.
And so, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think it's a great location, actually. There are tons of businesses in there. And what people don't know, and we're talking about the Commonwealth, which is on 103rd and Fort. However, it's on the campus of the Ambassadors Worship Center. The Commonwealth has, I don't know how many businesses in there.
Yeah.
And they are thriving businesses. And,
yes.
And I'm telling you, if you're looking for a space, I don't even know if they have any space left, but if you're looking for a space, you want to check 5425 North 103rd Street, which is the Commonwealth.
Yes.
And I think Dana Butler probably is the one that you would need to talk to with Dream Realty. With Dream Realty. And I wanted to focus on that because there's a lot of business owners that are looking for space, that are want to be around other businesses. And sometimes, even if it's a small space, they want to be in that environment where they can feed from other different businesses. So I look at this, I wouldn't call it an incubator, I call it a business center. Because there's multiple businesses in there from different industries. There are a lot of, there's a lot of businesses over there.
It is.
So it's like going to shop and everything is in one building.
Yes.
And it's so, all the places are really, decorated nice and everything. So that's another thing too, to make sure that your customers know where you're located at, so that you can make sure that, and when you're having sales, you may put out, marketing is really important. And especially if you're not right off the street, you have to do things that bring people into there.
Right.
So it may be even that you, and we're talking about advertising right now. So even if you are in a location, this is to anyone, if you're in a location and you want to have more foot traffic, if there's not foot traffic there, is by putting up signs that are closest to the street with an arrow pointing to where you are. And you can do that. I think that's legal, and I don't think you have to worry about that. But you may have a sign that has, Cleo's sign on it with the arrow pointing, and then as they maybe make that turn, there's something right at that turn where they might turn right there to go when they see the Commonwealth, there may be another sign there. Advertising is important for your business people.
Absolutely.
And if you're a small business and you're not, right on like a main street or something, or in a little mall, a little, then you have to do additional things to make sure that your business is noted, that people can find you. And so, I'm sure that later on there'll probably be a marquee that's on the street that has all the businesses on it. I'm sure that'll happen in the near future. But in the meantime, you can do that. We have some marketing stuff that's coming up, a couple classes that you might want to check into as well. That'll be happening in February. So those are and just things that you can do, but you don't have to spend a lot of money at stuff. There's so many things you can print and stuff big. You don't have to go to somebody and ask them to do a sign for you. This is stuff that you can do yourself and have it printed at Walgreens. 11 by however big you want. And that way you have that. And it's laminated so that all you have to do is just put it in the ground. And that way people can find Cleo's. Right? And that's for any of the businesses that are in there. Some of them, they have little signs and stuff like that. But I think that when you have a business, and then making sure you're on social media.
Oh, absolutely.
You know,
Yeah.
being live and talking
Yes.
about what you're doing, and you know, hey, you know, we have a fantastic,
Yeah.
you know, sale going on with 10% off of everything, and Mother's Day is coming up. We have
Yeah.
Mother's Day items. You know
Absolutely.
what I'm saying? We want to take advantage of all those things as
Yes.
a business owner. You
Yes.
know, I don't care what it is. We had a fantastic. You missed it, but anyway, we had the vision board party. We had
Yeah.
over 30 some people
Oh,
that
nice.
that
Yeah, I was
came.
sad I couldn't. I wanted
and
to.
and you know, it was so funny because it was so cold. I said, and people were calling and said, "Are you guys still having it?" And we were like, "Yeah, we don't know how not to have stuff. When we plan it, we go." And this one, they said, "Oh, I like that," you know. But still, I didn't know. We just didn't know. I mean, we had the place decorated and everything. We had a red carpet and everything for people to come in, and you know, it was amazing.
Yeah.
It was really amazing, and we ended up people walking the red carpet,
Yeah.
and so we had them come do the red carpet. We
I love
videoed
that.
everything, and a lot of relationships were made at that time. And that's the thing: when you're a small business, you have to get out and network.
Oh, yes,
You have to network
absolutely.
because you know people don't just come to you. And when you network, there's a silent trust that I've noticed over the years, and I've been networking for over 20 years. There's a silent trust when people see you at these networking events. Even though they may have never used a product that you have, they will refer you just because they know of you.
Right.
And that's important.
Yes.
So networking is key for a small business.
Absolutely.
You know, and then making sure that, you know, you support the other people that are around you, businesses and things like that, because they'll come back and they'll support you as well. I think that a lot of times we don't take advantage of everything that's available to us. As business owners, we don't understand sometimes that, you know, when we put something on, and you come, I want to show that same, you know, respect to you. So if you put something on, I'm going to whatever you put on. You know, that's just how it is.
Yeah.
Like I told you, I said, I'm coming. And when I found, and I think I saw your husband that earlier or something and he said, yes, she's opened up, she's in there, it's doing great. I said, I'm coming. And so I was able to come, and I really was impressed. And I wasn't impressed that I think you could do it. I was impressed that you did it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You didn't give up. That's what I mean when I say I was impressed. You know, that you stay true to what you believe in, and your mother is smiling down on you.
Thank
You know that.
Yes.
You know, because this is something that you talked about, and God brought it to fruition for you,
Yes,
you know? And that's what happens when we believe.
Yes.
No matter what it is that you want to do, if you can see it and believe it, you can receive it.
Amen.
Period.
Yes.
I mean, and I tell people that because that's just what it is.
Yeah.
You know, that is how it is.
Yes.
You just have to keep believing and keep believing in yourself.
Yes.
You know, don't give up on you. If you give up on you, you know who's going to support you,
Right.
right? You know,
Yeah,
so
you
we
get,
have
if anybody should be your support, it's yourself.
Yes, right.
Because if you don't support yourself, you ain't gonna make it.
You're not
It's
going
like-
to make it. No. And we know that journey as a small business owner, it is a journey,
Yeah,
okay? And you have to
absolutely.
have some backbones in there. You have to have some grit. You have to let stuff roll off you that's negative, that you hear. You have to keep going. You know,
Yes.
I mean, you know, we'll have losses, we'll have this and that and the other, but we have to keep going.
Yes.
Because as long as we're here, we have things to do,
Absolutely.
right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, you don't know who's coming in your shop.
Right.
Right? I mean, it's somebody coming in that need to
Right.
be in that shop.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
And so everybody coming in is, hello, how are you doing? You know, man, you look great today. I mean, you know what I'm saying? You want to make sure that they know that they're welcome.
Yes,
You know,
absolutely.
I was talking to someone, and she was telling me, she said, you know, when I had my grand opening, she said, I wish I could have done more. And I said, well, what do you mean? She said, I just felt like they should have walked away with something. And she said, but I just didn't have the funds to do it. I said, well, listen, it's not about funds. I said, here's the thing. You could have had a little small handbag, the little tiny ones, you know?
Yeah.
You could have put your business card in there. You could have put a pencil and the ink pen in there. You could have had a little small pad and put it in there.
Right.
And when they walked away, they was like, wow, you know, how many places they go into that they actually walk out with something
Right.
that they didn't have to pay for.
Right. Right.
And she said, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
She said there, she was like, oh my goodness, why didn't I talk to you before? And I said, well, you know,
Yeah.
I mean, it's what it is. So if you have that idea, you know, it's always nice, get some pencils when you can and have your business put on them, you know,
Yeah.
the business name, the address, the phone number, and, you know, pens and pads that have that on them as well. So when they take it, you know what, when they're writing something, they'll say, oh, you know what, you should go, when they give that piece of paper to somebody, that person will say, oh, wow, where is this located?
Yeah.
Oh, it's on here. Okay, I'm going to check this out.
Right.
You know,
Yes.
that's how it gets going.
Yes,
Word of mouth.
yes.
We don't understand how important word of mouth is.
Absolutely.
And how we can use minor things
Yes.
like a pad, you know, that people can use to jot notes down, or a
Yes,
pencil,
yes.
an ink pen, you know, something like that becomes really a USB.
Yes, absolutely.
That you can get tons of these for a little or nothing, throw them in there, you know, and people, they love gifts.
Right. Absolutely. Yes.
And you probably spent less than $10 on the whole thing.
Right.
You know, and they probably spent $50 in your
Yeah.
store. But they
Yeah.
walk away and was like, wow,
Yeah.
I
They
didn't know
feel
this was all
seen.
in there. Yes.
Yes. Yes.
You know, so I think it's really important that as small businesses that we think about those little things, you know, because people do. They'll
Yes.
say, man, I went over there and you know what? I didn't even know. When I came out, I had this thing inside my bag. You know, I got this in there. Some people spend, you know, a little money and order special bags.
Yes.
So that when people leave, your name and everything is on that bag.
Right.
You know, I have a customer, a client, and she was in Blair, but now she's in, Fremont. And so we were going through her catalog one day, and I said, and she has a boutique along with a little lunch thing. And I said, you know what? I said, it'd be really great if you got, you know, these bags. They're unique. No one has them. And she said, yeah, they don't have my name on them. I said, well, we can get that done here. You know, so we got the bags, got them in, and there's a printer that's out west there, and we called him up. He said, he's my guy. And so I said, can you put stamps on? He said, well, bring them out, let us see. He said, because we do stuff like that. Put them on, all of them. She had 150 bags.
Okay.
So when people come in, they have her, and they're beautiful bags. So you know how women like beautiful stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
The bags are
Yes.
beautiful. So, and you know, when they buy something from the boutique or earrings or necklaces or even a shawl or whatever, they got a nice, beautiful bag that it goes in.
Yes, yes.
So, you know, I think that sometimes we have to be a little more creative than we think we are.
Oh, yeah.
You know, because sometimes when you don't have anything to do, what can I do next?
Right.
How can I upgrade my business?
Right.
What would this look like if I did this? Right? You know, and then have people come in, do some lunch and learns in your shop.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
come in, you know, it doesn't have to be for an hour, 30 minutes.
Right.
Come and do a lunch and learn where you talk about a particular thing.
Okay.
Right? It's a lunch and learn, but they can bring their lunch.
Yes.
You ain't got to buy lunch.
Right.
Right? And then that way you're talking about maybe something with someone that talk about alopecia. A lot of people don't talk about it.
Right.
Because, you know, no one, they're embarrassed about it, right? So as a business owner, and you have the facility to do this, you can talk about, hey, we got a 30-minute presentation on alopecia. And even if you want to have somebody come in and talk about it,
Yes.
you know, and talk about how it does and what things they can do
Okay.
to help themselves.
That's good.
Right? Because people can't always pay to go and get
Right.
plugs put in their head.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah.
You
no.
know, and maybe
Yeah.
they don't want to wear a wig, but maybe there's something they can do where they
To
can
help.
dress their head up and feel good about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? And I think that's something that's a real thing in
Yeah.
our community.
Yeah.
And so having a 30-minute lunch and learn on that, hey, you'd be surprised how many people show up.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
And then, or either having someone come in when they want a new look.
Yes.
Right? So your studio is perfect for that. So these are marketing things that you could do to bring people in.
Okay.
And once they're in, they're going to shop.
Yes. Yes.
You know, that's the whole thing. We
Yeah.
don't need them to pass by. We want them to come and shop.
Yes.
And with all the stuff in there, they're going to come and shop.
Yes.
You know, so think about that. What kind of presentations you can do in your shop that'll bring people in.
Okay.
You know, 30 minutes presentation, 30 minutes to shop.
That's good.
You know,
Yeah.
you know. So you've got $1,000 worth of information right here, sitting here on my show.
Yeah. Thank you. I'm taking it all in. I'm taking my notes. Yes.
So let's talk a little bit about the journey, because the journey was something else.
Yeah.
But just give some tips to other people that are probably on that journey right now, and they're trying to figure out, wow, you know, do I do this? You know, give them some encouragement. You know, let them know maybe some of the things that you did when you were at that moment where you thought that you should just stop. You know?
Okay. So, when I started, it just looked like a big giant. It was just like, because I had no idea how to start. And so when I started taking the classes, that helped me
To kind
to kind of know where to go, because you're always learning.
Oh,
Because every
continuous.
level, you got to learn something new. QuickBooks, you got to learn about QuickBooks.
Yeah.
That's something you need for a business, you know. when at the point where I thought I should quit, when it was like I was feeling like, okay, I'm at the elevator and I haven't even opened up the store yet, you know, and it's
Yeah.
like, it is the reason I didn't necessarily like this space because I was getting lost trying to find it. Every time I would go in there, it was just where I was.
Yeah.
Miss Irene was next door to me. That's how I would find my space. Because, you know,
Yeah.
it was not a good
wasn't
location
conducive
for
you,
yeah,
right.
for me. But not saying it's a bad place.
No,
but-
it's not. No.
Yeah. But and that was where it was like, okay, I'm spending all this money for this space that I'm not using. And I'm at the end where I'm like, okay, I can't continue in this contract. So I finished my contract and it was like, okay, for a time I was just at home and just kind of like working on like the business plan,
Yeah.
trying to figure out, you know, goals, how much money would I need to start and, you know, just getting all that information. And then it was like, it just seemed like, okay, I don't have all this money right now. And so, but I believe you told me to just start.
Yep.
Just start.
That's my.
Yeah, just start. Because I think a lot of times it's like, you think you got to have everything in a row.
Yep. I remember
and
this
then-
conversation with you, and I said to you, I said, well, why do you think you need all of that? Just start.
Yeah.
Just start. Just, you know, just do it.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's all the encouragement people need.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you're trying to eat an elephant, a big old elephant.
Right, right.
Instead of taking his toes and
Right.
starting with them.
Right.
Right?
Right.
And so if somebody says, just start. And so what that prompts you to do now is, okay, what do I need to do to just start?
Yeah.
So it makes it smaller,
Yeah.
where you're not looking at a big old thing that you're trying to
Yes.
do.
Yes.
And that's what you did.
Yes.
So you started with the toes.
Yes.
And you worked on up.
Yes.
And you worked on up.
Yes.
And then you launched.
Yeah. Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So, you know, to me, that is perfect encouragement for people.
Yes. Yes.
Don't just wonder what to do.
Right.
Just start.
Just start.
Just start.
Yeah. Yeah.
Start with the toes.
Yeah. And as I started getting connections with different
Yeah.
people. People I wasn't even expecting. The people you think gonna support you don't. And then these people that are you don't even know
No, they'll support
they have been like, oh, this is amazing, you know. And I also have started my own hairline.
Yeah.
Called Tangible Glory. I have a hair oil, a formula for kids, and I have a beard oil. So eventually I want to have a full line.
Yes.
But that's what I have right now. You also earn rewards as you come to my store.
Ooh.
So
So let's start. We only have a few seconds left.
Yes.
All right. The name of the place is,
Cleo's Beauty Supply.
and it's at,
The Commonwealth is 5425 North 103rd Street, and it's Suite 6. I'm
Yes.
next to the door by the basketball court.
and the Commonwealth is located on the campus of the Ambassadors Worship Center.
Yes.
Okay. Commonwealth is on the west side of the building.
Yes.
And all of that is all business in there. You can walk in there from
Yes.
whatever time it is, I think before 5, and you can go to any of the businesses.
yes.
Right. This has been amazing.
Yes,
Thank you
thank
so
you
much
for
for being
having
here on the
me.
show.
Oh.
Love you so much.
Love you too.
Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you the next time.
Yes.